Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smiths in the Black here at CB Group with the Strat Time Report on Jobs Report Friday. A little sleepy out there, so it's important to know where to go, but let's take a look at the broader averages coming into the first week of the month. And still, SPY still goes to new highs, and so you can see we got stuck in here and now just drifting into the highs. You can see these inside on the 60s, so that tells us there's probably a mixed bag out there right now, but still drifting higher on the month. So to close out the week, we are green on the week and taking into the highs. It's just up for the day, just drying up. If you go to QQQ, here a little worse. And so Q's a little heavier. Now you're inside on the 60, so we're going to see either sides of this, right? And do take out the highs ever here in the Q's. So we're still just drifting into the highs. We finally got out of this range that we were looking at, this bar here, yesterday, but now slightly a 2 down, so Q's slightly underperforming on the day. If you go to the Dow Jones Diamonds here and the gap up and just sit inside 60, so still doing its job outside, weak to the upside, goes to the highs, so is what it is. And the small cappers here still stuck too on this, but once again, how you not going to be an inside month? That's what I want to know about. So we'll see about that. So on a day like today, when things start to dry up a bit, you really want to have an idea of where you're going. And if you go to VXX here, you can see this still coming down. So if there's going to be people are afraid the market's going to crash or whatever, I'm like this will start to tell you. If you can start to firm up in the VXX, that would tell you something. Right now, it's going to keep on dropping. The VIX probably going to keep on dropping because the VIX doesn't hate up markets, it hates boring markets, and this is up and boring. So it's one of the things you want to go to is my gapper list that I tweet out in the morning. And if we go to the 60s here, if you go to say Carvana, and you watch those 30-60s, and here you can see Carvana gaps up and then goes 2 up by taking out previous high, 2 down, right, and now potential a 2-2 reversal back up. So if you go to the 30, how's it looking on the 30? 30 was an inside 30 to the downside. Now reverse and try and go inside 30 to the upside. If you go to Groupon, was a nice one, real nice one here. And Groupon here's on the 30, gaps up, that's a 2 up, boom, 2-2 reversal, still going now inside and 30 down. And so that triggered here at 37.01. You're down to 31.22. Not bad. $6 on the $30 number. If you go to the 60 and slow it down even more, 2 up, boom, 2-2 reversal right here. Now going inside and down on the 60. So you can take this here, and then as it takes this to the downside, you can add to it, right? Just make sure it stays below this lower 60. If you go to plug, you're also going to see the 2 up on the 60, 2-2 reversal. 2 up, 2 down, still working. How's that 30 looking? Inside and down on the 30 that triggers the down inside, or the 2-2-60, right? Because these two are that opening 60, and this is an inside 30, so you can hit it when it takes that and when it does that on the 60, and you're still good to go. No higher high on that, so it's still nice there in the plug. If you go to the DraftKings, little messier. It did have the 2-2-30 down. You got something out of it, and you just want to be aware of when you have the new 60s, if they come back up on you. And here you go 2 down, but then pops back up to stop you out, right? Because you want to make sure it stays below here. Then trying to get long, get a little bit out of it, and mind the new flip. If you go to DRNA, and DRNA gaps down and then goes inside on the 60 to come back up. Now you mind the flip right here, the new 60. And that's a 2-1-2 magnitude just to take that out, which it did over 25.30 and jumped up 27.30. Not a bad percentage move there either. So staying on that is something that can be really good for you. Another thing we want to see is, are there any prevailing themes going on when the SPY is doing nothing? Certainly is. And financials, FAS coming up here, and you can see that on the month. The 3-2-2, 2-2-month reversal on FAS. KRE, the regional banks, here getting closer to taking out that monthly high. XLF. And XLF, here you can see that outside month, 2 down, 3-2-2 to the month to the upside. So it's a bunch of usual suspects. You got your JP Morgans, Coming up here, you've got your Wells Fargo. You've got Wells Fargo inside month to the upside, right? You got your Bank of America. Here, still an inside month, but having a nice day with the rest of them. You go to Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs coming up here off the monthly hammer with Morgan Stanley. Also, and then you go to some of the insurance or the cars. Capital One coming up here. That inside 60 here. Just go that, taking the inside month to the upside. So a lot of this will be in the weekend video because we're starting off a new month and we always want to see how many things are taking out the highs of last month, how many are taking out the lows right now. A lot more going to the highs. If we go to how about MetLife, you got some insurers coming up here too, and that tells you to look at Pru. So you got that. Financials, your strength. Also, with the rally in Bitcoin, you can go down to those guys. You got BTBT here still coming. Remember, we talked about that on the inside day here. Boom. Nice 3 days off of that. Over the high of 1090, going to 1864. Real nice on the reversal on the month. 2 down, 2 up, and coming back to previous range. Now we'll see if you get that 60, something like that. If you go to SI, and SI coming up, you can see these 3 monthly hammers. Tried to hit it, tried to hit it, tried to hit it. Now let's see if we can get through there with the strength in the Bitcoin. SI, Mr. You can always watch that one. Nice trader, monthly hammer upper, and just coming towards the recent high. So you can see here on the 60 right here. Not quite inside on the 60, but that was a 2-2 reversal, but we'll see. Also, Riot Blockchain. And right, to a lesser extent, maybe you get that inside 60 here. Still have some distance to take out this RevStrat month. Inside bar, pokes down, hammer. So that would go RevStrat month above 37.65. So you got a little bit more room for that to trigger. You can go to Coinbase. And Coinbase, here you go. Here's how you wait for them to triangulate out, and they will. Here's your 60 up, 2 down to stop them all out, and then boom, 2-2 reversal here. We're still looking to take magnitude and take this out. So these become an outside bar of that. Still has a little bit more room to do it. And when this works, what it does is it reconfirms the green week, the green day, and the inside month to the upside here over 256.99 that I talked about yesterday. If we go to UTHR. And UTHR, we knew this was a strong IBB stock. It was in my video last night and had an inside day and now takes that out, 212. So the hopes is a measured move of this, keeps going. You can watch that with the IBB. If we go to Motorola. And Motorola, just having a nice little day off of here. Now trying to RevStrat back in. Big push and then stuck in here, so we'll see if that cleans up at all. Excuse me. We have SYNA, SYNA, and SYNA. Nice opening push. The question is that going to continue because you're an exhaustion risk by going into new highs. Right now, it goes inside on the 60, pokes down. So this would be RevStrat 60 to the upside over 170, 144 in the next hour if we can get it through there. We got little guy WPRT. WPRT having a nice day here and nice week. So little guy on the move. Excuse me. And we like bright green bars coming through previous ranges, and you got that. Maybe how's a 30 looking? Here was your RevStrat 30. This is what you look for: the inside bar, the poke down, and boom, stop all these guys out right quick. And now still trying to go. We'll see how that keeps going. We had Monster coming up, but I think I might have backed off. Nope, Monster's still good. Monster, and so this is what we look for here in the weekly. The inside week, the poke down, but then you go green in that range. That tells us we're potentially outside bar. Then when you're coming back to the previous range, there's a pivot machine going. Anybody shorting that, and that, took them all out. All right, so they're gone. So now we'll see if that sets up again. You see it stalled out just a little bit after that. Here is your inside 30 for the measured move. Up, sideways, boom. Just take them all out right there. If we go to space. Space, meme stock, inside day to the upside. Now comes in a little bit. We'll see if that sets up. here, and there you go, Rev Strat 60. Inside bar, poke down, boom. For the next hour, it's good over 33.97, so that's pretty nice. Looking over at the apes, they were looking at MVST. I believe it's coming though on them, yes. And Hood, I believe, is going to be inside day pretty much for sure. And MVIS was still inside day, I believe. Nope, there it goes, MVIS, and that's where we watch on the Wall Street Bets over there to see what these guys are doing and whether they're right or wrong, because we know. On the downside, we got gold gapping down here a tad, and so gold, that's going inside month to the downside here, right? And inside 60 to the downside, and you can watch it like your J-Nugs and all that kind of fun over there. J-Nug still holding in there. If you go to OLED, and OLED, outside weaker, potential outside month. And now on the 60, another thing we would look for here is the 2 down, the 2 up, and then here, if we can take this down, right, below 204.58. Right now the market's still just going sideways real quiet over there. We've got a Okta Octas here, and you can see this, the inside day, the spike up, and then boom, Rev Strat right back down. Now inside on the 60, we'll see if we can take that out. It's also at this point an inside weak to the downside, albeit we're running out of weak. If we go to NVAX, NVAX got them, but good here. Triangle out by going into exhaustion risk, and then boom, gap kicker down. All sorts of trouble here. This was on the list, inside 60 to the downside and still working. So a nice gap list for you today. If we go to Palo Alto, and Palo Alto, look at this, chop shoppage, and then trying to come back down through previous range. You got your outside weak here, so there's that. But now, let's see, is this inside in the 60? No. But if you can take this out, it would be a 2 down, 2 up, and then boom, down here, or it's going to close as an inside 60. We'll see. If you go to Yelp, and Yelp, nice 2-2 reversal on the 60. Gap up, boom, boom. Now inside, down for the add. See if you can bring that all the way back in to fill the gap. How's that 30 looking? 30, poked down and came back, would have stopped you out. You could just re-enter on that 60 here. Now we'll see if it keeps going. Tesla. Tesla, not totally falling apart. Just want to see what's going to set up for next week's potential shooter. It's been so you can see when you get out of a range like this, you want to stay out. Because now you could have a shooter that would come right back down through all this. The inside day to the downside, not the total end of the world for Teslers, but we're looking for whatever we can dig up in a sleepy type of market. If we go to Twist, and Twist, potential outside week, all right? But you're running out of week, so maybe we do it next. But if this works, you've got the inside month to take out here. You can see this thing just melting off the cliff here on the 2 reversal. Poke up, take out all these highs. Boom, 2 up, 2 down, back to previous range. Twist, having all sorts of trouble there. If we go to Run, and Run just melting down here a little bit. Is that an inside week? Outside week coming. Looks like an outside week coming. If that works, you might be able to take that inside month to the downside. We'll see how that looks. If we go to Big C, and Big C just stuck in this mother bar here, so we'll see. Did have a nice opening with the poke up through the range, and then boom, the reversal down through here. Took all these guys out in one shot, so that might be it for now, but we'll see how these 60s play out over time. DRNA going to the highs as I speak on the gap in reverse. Right now we want to see if we get anything out of these broader averages once these 60s start to break, or if we just kind of sit here and go sideways for the rest of the afternoon. And the good thing about a sideways market is then we can see where the natural buying and selling. You might want to keep an eye on this NIU. All right, but we'll get into the weekend. I hope everybody had a great week, has an even better weekend. I'll get that weekend vid right out on my YouTube tomorrow. All right, I'm Rob Smith, Smith's in the Black with the Strat Time Report.